this is going to be great.
Welcome to the White House Pod. With David A.R.
I'm gonna finish what I started.
It's not easy. It's simple.
William Shockley.
Hey, David, how are you?
Look at that hair. You are on the White House Pod Dare to Dream. We are live. Not live, but we're we're live right now.
Good. Thanks for having
Look
me.
at that hair. Like, my gosh, how long does it take to grow on that? Or is that real, or are we just gonna put a wig on for the show?
No, man, it's real. You just don't go to the barber. That's the key to everything.
Darn.
You know. Yeah.
I've never had my hair that
That's
long.
all it is.
And I like how,
Well,
did we think about this before we did it, or was it just like we're just going?
Dude, I fell in love with John Lennon a long time ago. And I was like, one day I'm gonna tell my mom and dad no more haircuts. So just, man, just life goes on if you don't go to the barber.
I mean, like, has this been 15, 20 years? How long has it been before we've been to the bar?
No,
since we've been
God.
to the
I
barber?
mean, I've had long hair for my, on and off. In between gigs, I'll get a different job and cut it. But like when I was on Dr. Quinn for 6.5 years, it was just down to my belly button almost, So, and Jane would be like, William, why don't you get a haircut? I was like, Jane, I don't like the barber. So anyway,
all right.
that's all
So
that.
you're from Kansas. You're born in Lawrence,
I am.
Kansas.
Well, born.
Well, I'm from Kansas. I'm from outside of Dodge City, but I wasn't born in Kansas. But I grew up in Kansas.
I was born in Lawrence, and my mom and dad went to KU, and but then I was really raised in Texas. So that's
when did we move to Texas?
That's where they drugged me next. I think when I was 7.
Okay.
6 or 7.
And what part of Texas did we grow up in?
I was a gypsy. I mean, I was in San Antonio, Lubbock, Dallas, Austin, all over the great Lone Star State.
Wait, how did we get into acting then? Where did we go into the entertainment industry? What was the opening door? Were your parents in a circus? Was that why you were like, jumping around?
They should have been, but no, that would have been a cooler lifestyle. No, honestly, like in the 9th grade, I went to a school play and I watched it and I walked out of that auditorium and I said, that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be an actor. So I just followed my dream. I got out of school eventually and went to Dallas, Texas and started doing theater. And one of the producers was a talent agent and she signed me. She's like, hey, do you have an agent? I was like, no. She goes, you want one? I go, yeah.
How old
my
was
very
this? How
first
old were you
audition
at
in
this
life,
point?
I was, I was about probably 24-ish.
Okay.
And, just got out of college. I went to Europe and I, started hanging and doing my thing and came back. So around that age, 24, 25. And my first audition in life was for RoboCop. And I booked it. So that was a good start, Thank you, Paul Verhoeven.
What did you do in RoboCop? We're showing it right now, but because I can't see it, what did you do in RoboCop?
Yeah. I was the bad guy that was chasing a young lady down an alley, and my partner and I decided to grab her and try to molest her, and RoboCop shot me in the private parts and knocked me and took me down.
Wait, were you when you got your first talent agent? Was it in L.A. or was it in Dallas?
My first talent agent was Dallas. She signed me, and then I got RoboCop.
What did it shoot in Dallas or did it shoot here?
They shot they shot a couple scenes, I guess, in Dallas for whatever reason, the skyline or whatever. I'm not sure, but they came through town, and sure enough, and I became friendly with the costume designer, Erica Adele Phillips, and I said, hey, I'm going to move to L.A. So she said, I'll show you around. So I had a beautiful friend in her. Went to L.A., I found an apartment, and the night before RoboCop opened, I drove 2 days across the country, 3 boxes in a suitcase. The next night, walked the red carpet for RoboCop in Westwood for the premiere. And,
that happens to everybody. I think everybody has that same story. Like, it's like their first audition. It happens to be a major blockbuster. And then they drive into LA and then they walk the red carpet of a major blockbuster the next day.
Yeah. And I kind of like I walked out that night. I was like, well, that's a pretty cool film. This is great.
Did you have any idea, like, what was the costume like? Was it, because I would imagine it looks better on screen than it did in person.
My costume for RoboCop?
Costume.
Oh, him. It looked pretty cool.
The other guy in the
Weller
movie. The other guy in the movie.
Yeah, the other. Oh, Peter Weller. No, yeah, the RoboCop that costume was cool. It was really great. I mean, it looked very legitimate on the set, and it looked even, clearly it looked brilliant on screen. So,
was he doing the RoboCop on set? How many days were you on set? Just that one?
Yeah, one day, man. Changed my life. Yeah. Yeah, one of those.
Okay, so so you don't really get to see him in and out of his costume. Was he like walking like this through every?
No, I saw Peter. He was resting. He was so bulked up. He would be sitting in his cast chair resting. So, but I didn't see him when he was, before he got all shot up and became RoboCop, because I wasn't on the set or in any of those scenes.
The day after our massive premiere, then, where do we go from there? Is your agent ecstatic that, oh gosh, this is going to be a huge success?
It was interesting. She was still in Dallas, so there was nothing much she could do for me. So I'm sitting by the pool at my apartment with 3 boxes in a suitcase, sleeping on the floor, and my next door neighbor, who I just moved in, walks out and he goes, "What do you do?" I go, "I'm an actor." He goes, "What have you been in?" I go, "RoboCop." He goes, and the same thing happens. He goes, "Do you have an agent?" I go, "No." He goes, "You want one?" I go, "Yeah." So he introduces me to his friend who's an agent in LA, and she says, "This is great, but you got to cut your hair." And I was like, "Why?" And she goes, "Well, actors don't have long hair." I go, "So I'm going to be the only long-haired guy in town?" She goes, "Maybe." I go, "Good, I won't cut it." So she signs me for an
What was her
audition.
name? What was the agency's name?
The agency was called Flick.
Okay.
I think Click was the modeling division and Flick was the on-camera actors division.
Right, the film, yeah.
And Hillary is who signed me. So she sent me out on my first audition in LA, and I booked that.
Wow.
So for Houston Nights. So I was like, well, I'm 2 for 2. I guess I don't suck, So that's just kind of how it went.
Had you had an acting class?
I did. I was studying. I was taking classes in Texas. I was doing theater, which was that's the greatest form of acting that you can do, in my opinion. So I was cutting my teeth as a young guy in Texas, doing all I could. Yeah, worked out okay, I guess.
How long were you working before? Was the first like the longest running job, was that Dr. Quinn?
Yeah, for sure. And before Dr. Quinn, I mean, that was like a 6.5-year run.
Yeah.
And before that, right before Dr. Quinn, I was on a show with Terry Garr called Good and Evil, a sitcom, which was great, and from the creators of Soap.
That's pretty
cool. And then before that, I was on a show with Whoopi Goldberg called Baghdad Cafe. So I started with Whoopi, I started with Terry, and then I went over to Dr. Quinn.
My goodness. When you got to Dr. Quinn, where you're like, Jane Seymour, I guess.
I was like, oh man, she's so awesome. She still is beautiful. I'm still friends with Jane to this good day. But, of course I knew Jane Seymour. I mean, the Bond movie, Somewhere in Time, was one of my favorite films leading up to it. And so it was awesome. I mean, on the pilot, I was like, wow, I hope this goes. Because it was cool. Jane was great, and Joe Lando's still my great friend to this day. He was awesome in the series. We ran the streets hard, David. We ran them hard.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was a massive show, right? I mean, it had to be in the top 10, I would imagine, every week.
Yeah. No, I think we debuted the pilot. We debuted around number 6, I think, on January 1st. Up against the Rose Bowl and the Orange Bowl. So we debuted number 1 in our time slot, and I don't think we ever lost an hour. 6 years.
Which is it's such a weird thing. I don't even know. Does anybody even say that anymore? Like, it seems to be a thing of the past of because there's so many streamers and shows.
I don't know how that works anymore.
Yeah, it's a different world. Did you guys win Emmys for this? I got to look at this because I'd imagine that.
I think Jane was nominated. Yeah. I don't know that we ever won anything. Well, it was a great show. The caliber, the quality of the show was fantastic. The writing, the producing, the acting, great stories.
You have this aura about you feel like a rock star to me. right? I mean, you're a rock
Well,
star.
you feel like a rock star to me. You're a rock star.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you have like the long hair, you got the chains, you have the whole look of a rock star. Did we ever want to be a rock star? Did we ever?
Oh God, yeah. Desperately.
I think every actor always wants to be a rock star. But
Yeah.
did you have a band?
I played in bands in LA. I played with the guy in Dallas. I was always, playing in some kind of band, and we'd play crappy bars on Sunset and throughout town, and never got any of the acclaim, but had some brilliant times.
What kind of music were you playing?
We were playing rock and roll. I mean, honestly, I should have been playing like country, to be honest, because that's really.
I mean, that was a huge audience too. You had.
Yeah. So we were playing rock and roll and doing the things rock and roll guys do back in the day, So it was a blast.
Do you still have your band? I mean, do you still work at it?
No, I don't have a band anymore. I have a songwriting partner named Tommy Fields, who was the composer of Long Shadows. So Tommy and I have written a bunch of music together. We've written soundtracks for movies. We've written our own music. We've written things for, Visit Tucson. We wrote their theme song for a year that they used. And then Tommy and I wrote 2 songs that are in Long Shadows. One in the movie, a French song, and then one that is end credits called Long Shadows, the theme song that we wrote. I sing it, and it's pretty good.
The Long Shadows just came out?
Nationwide, from LA to Manhattan and everywhere in between. Great cast. Dermot Mulroney and Jacqueline Bisset and Dominic Monaghan and Blaine May, Sarah Cortez, my pals Granger Hines, Chris Mulkey, Ronnie Jean Blevins, on down the line. Some really wonderful people.
Okay, you directed this. Did you wrote it too? Did you write it?
Co-wrote it with Granger and Shelley Reed.
Is it easy to write and direct a movie and then have it come out in theaters? Is that an easy thing?
Well, it's a blessing. No, I don't think it's very easy at all, to be honest. It's good fortune. I've got great partners in Alan Gilmer and Tom Brady and T.U. Loigu, and we just knuckled down and made I think a good film, and it's been picked up by the major theater chains, AMC, Regal, Harkins, down the line. So,
who's distributing this?
The theatrical distributor is Art FX, and then when it goes to streaming, it will be Quiver.
Got it. Okay.
So two different companies.
Have you written Westerns before, or is this like, it seems like, because like, do you have a fascination coming off of Dr. Quinn? Do you have a fascination with Westerns? Because it seems like your niche for sure, your niche audience.
It is for some reason, because, I wasn't like a guy that grew up on horses shooting guns or anything, but I'm very fascinated by that time in American history. I think it was a very brutal time. It was a very beautiful time. It was a very simple time, yet it was a very complex time. And I think all that makes for great storytelling. None of the modern crutches we have today, like cell phones and computers and everything. Just, you steal my horse, I must kill you. That was pretty great. Swift justice.
Do we have all the crew and cast turn in their phones? Is it like, because when my daughter goes to school, she has to drop her phone into a little bin. Do we do the same thing when we're doing a Western movie?
I think that they were all intelligent enough to put their phones on silent and stick them in their pocket, especially the actors who were on camera. They were savvy enough to leave it in their trailer, I think. So we were good. But yeah, drop it in a bucket. Forget about it,
please.
Guys.
If we could take callers, we'd be taking a caller right now. And what was it like to?
We hung out, and he brought me on to Showgirls and gave me free reign to be that guy, which is, it was a joy. I mean, I'm blessed to have worked with one of the great film directors of all time, twice.
Wow. Dude, what's Paul doing these days? Is Paul still working?
I think,
Did he retire?
I haven't spoken to him. I don't think so. I think he's still grinding away. I haven't talked to him recently, but
what when you look at the town, where do you live? Where are you presiding these days?
San Diego.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
Are you a surfer? Are you surfing?
No, I've almost killed myself surfing, but I love to be on a board, a body board. That's great fun.
How tall are you? You're tall, aren't you? Are you 6'3"? This is my guess.
6'3", yeah.
That's your wow. That's pretty good. I'm pretty amazing.
So, kind of wobbly on a surfboard.
Yeah, I mean that's some height on a surfboard.
Yeah.
And San Diego, have we lived there a long time? What brought us to San Diego?
No, I just had a great run in Los Angeles for 30-something years. I love LA. It gave me my life. I just needed to change the pace, Cities change, we change. My wife was from North County, San Diego. So I said to her one day, right when COVID hit, where can I go to wear my board shorts and flip-flops and tank top? And she goes, San Diego. So we drove down, and I looked around, and I'd never really given it any thought. And I fell in love our first trip down here. So,
are you actually in San Diego, or are you like in Del Mar or something? Or
no, we're not in downtown San Diego.
No, I mean, like what
part?
Would
be cool.
What part of
we're
San
in
Diego?
North County.
In North County, okay.
North County, yeah.
Do we have a beach in sight? Can you see a beach?
I can feel the ocean breeze.
Very nice.
I suppose if I climbed a big tree, it might happen.
All right, so I got just a couple minutes left of this. What has changed in the town now versus when you rolled in? Besides maybe a little less red carpets, what has changed that sticks out to you?
Well, there's no auditioning in person anymore, which is kind of weird. It's all Zooms and self-tapes. And I think that's kind of a bummer for the filmmaking process, because there's nothing better than the live connection of shaking someone's hand and being in the room. Well, clearly the landscape of the business has changed. Like we were talking earlier. Oh, we were #1 on Saturday nights. Nobody cares about that anymore. There's just a zillion streaming shows and loads of independent content now that wasn't real back in the days, per se. So I think there's more opportunity, which is great. So, it changed like that. And then, of course, other things change, as we grow up, right?
Where'd you shoot your latest film?
The Long Shadows?
Yeah.
Yeah, we shot in Tucson, Arizona at Old Tucson Studios.
Okay.
Where I'd filmed there several times prior for movies and music videos, so I knew it was right for this film. I knew I could get everything I needed.
Have we directed in the past too very much?
I directed a short film called Common Threads, which did well in the festival world, and really that's how it kind of happened. Granger Hines, who I'd worked with like 13, 14 years ago in a Western, he saw my short film, and then he read this first draft of Long Shadows. So he watches my short, he reads this first draft, and he calls me, he goes, hey, I just read this script, and I think you should direct it. And I was like, oh, wow. So I read it, and it was great. And then Shelley Reed, who wrote the original draft, Granger, Shelley, and I dove in together and reshaped it and beat it up for a good long while, maybe a year and a half. We just beat the crap out of it. And then my partners at Tiki Tane read it, and they were like, this is great. And we went to Tucson and scouted, and the rest is history.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it hard these days for the aspiring filmmakers out there to get distribution, to make a movie, or is this just easy?
What, distribution or making a movie?
Both.
Yeah. Well, I think distribution is kind of key, because if you can't sell your product, you can't sell your product.
Did you have your distribution before you made the movie?
No, we had our agent, who we're now at William Morris WME, and she was like, let's just go make it. We'll find distribution, because we made a good film. So we got distribution, we got an international sales agent, we got a domestic distributor, and so the pieces fell in place for us. Nice. On that level.
Does everybody call you William, or do some people call you Bill?
Well, David, nobody calls me Bill, but Johnny Cash called me Willie. Hey, can I call you Willie?
That's pretty
cool. I call that other guy Willie.
I think I'd take that.
Yeah.
Where did you meet Johnny Cash? Was Johnny Cash on the on your show sometime?
Yeah, Dr. Quinn had a lot of country music stars come through
Yeah.
to do a guest spot. And Johnny and June came through, and I think they did 2 shows. And Johnny just took to me. We just sparked, and he became truly my friend. And, I got one quick cool story if you want to hear it.
Yeah, go for it.
So one day, Johnny calls, and of course, you know his voice. And, hello? Hey, Willie, it's Johnny. Hey, like, no kidding. Hey, Johnny. He goes, what are you up to? I go, I'm just hanging out. What are you doing? He goes, I'm going to be at the studio tonight. Want to come down? I go, yeah. You get to the door, you tell him you're Willie, and Johnny sent for you. So I get down to the recording studio, big security dude. I go, hey, I'm Willie. Johnny sent for me. I walk in, and there's Johnny, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, and Kris Kristofferson, the Highwaymen, recording their last album. So I sit down, and I'm like, oh, my God. Because I love country music, and I loved all those guys. And I already knew Willie, because Willie did a guest spot on Dr. Quinn. So that was, so the engineer and I sat together all night long and watched those 4 iconic legends record their last album together. All thanks to Johnny just calling, hey, what are you doing? So that happened. True story.
I think you need to go into country music. When are you gonna release when are you gonna go and start just singing country and record an album?
It'll happen. I'm friends with a guy named Chris Mulkey, who's in our movie, who's in Long Shadows, and he and I actually cut an album called Mulkey and Shockley. It's more kind of folkish, but the theme song of Long Shadows is in the end credits, and that has a country edge to it, and I sang that. So someday, I don't know, maybe we'll hang out and drink a beer, David, and listen to country music.
I'll try to find my boots and I'll put them on.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
William, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on. Long Shadows is in theaters. Go see it, everybody.
Sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Buddy.
Thanks, David.
Nice to meet you.
Great to meet you.
I look forward to sitting down and meeting in person next time.
We will. I'm in LA all the time. I'm just down the road. So take care.
Perfect.